and that's how you fucking close a client. But he was the same person who I just made a video about, and I sent him an email. Remember how I told you guys for the last 7 days now I've been trying to chase this guy and he hasn't been responding? I sent him the email. I said, New Year's is right on the corner. It's either we get started now or miss the stretch and lose an entire year of opportunity, because a lot of people build that momentum during this time. So yeah, sent that to him an hour ago. He viewed it an hour ago, calls me, says, let's move forward with everything that you're saying. And yeah, we have an onboarding meeting tomorrow. I get a lot of people actually ask me the question of, what do we do when someone mentions that they're going to move forward but doesn't really move forward? And that's something that everybody goes through in their journey. I've went through it multiple times. I still go through it multiple times. And the truth is that it's never going to end, okay? And the reason why most people go ahead and have, for example, clients in that state is because of the fact that the client doesn't really have that reassurance. It's simple as that. Reassurance. Because, for example, with my offer, now this is a different offer compared to my PMA offer. My PMA offer is genuinely, if you are interested in actually moving forward in marketing, it's a no-brainer. Okay, there's a difference between win-win and there's a difference between no loss. Okay, now win-win helps out me and also the client, but a no loss doesn't help me out, but they don't lose anything. So people tend to leverage more towards no loss, right? Now, the PMA is a win-win. Now, if I go ahead and do it for a week for free, then that's a no loss and then rolls onto a win-win, which I would never do that, right? But with this client, basically, I was testing out a new offer. I wanted to see how this worked because I wanted to go back into the low ticket side of marketing. There was this gentleman whom I called back in 2024, and he owns a light company, an LED light company. He's been around since '04, right? So the year I was born. So he's been around for 21 years now. And his business has been standstill. Okay, it genuinely hasn't changed. So we had a phone call, and on that phone call, I was like, "It's something." He's like, he tried to haggle with me. He's just a haggler. Like, there's, even if you give him the best offer, he's still gonna haggle with you. And he asked me this price, and then I was like, you know what, I could do that price. Don't worry about it, right? So I gave him a discount, and what happened was he was ready to move forward. And from there, what happened was he's like, can you just email me all the information? So I was like, you know what, fine, don't worry about it, right? Because some people are the people who need to visually see it. But if you go ahead and explain everything across very efficiently, then you never need to do that. But this guy is he's just one of those people, right? He's an old school guy. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever, right? So I sent it to him, and then he replies back 2 days later. He's like, hey, we want to start advertising with you. What do we need to do to move things forward, right? And I basically mentioned to him, I was like, yeah, go ahead and send me your business details and your personal details. And then from there, I'll go ahead and get the Stripe invoice taken care of, and then I'll go ahead and lock you into GoHighLevel, get you fully onboarded. It's a quick process. I was talking to him and I was like, hey, let's pick up this pace because we have, for example, Halloween coming up. We have BFCM coming up. So that's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And then we have Thanksgiving, and then he's also Jewish as well, I think. So there's Hanukkah coming up. And then we have, Christmas, and then we have New Year's, right? So we have all of these holidays that are coming up, and it's all an opportunity to make a sale because in America, it's not a holiday until you put a sale on it, right? So we have all these opportunities to make substantial amount of money. Now, if you look at Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that's usually when people make the most amount of money, if not on Christmas Day, right? So from there, what had happened was basically said, hey, great to hear, send me over the information. He didn't respond back for 3 days. And then from there, I have a tracking software. I think briefly talked about it in one of my videos, but this is not like a CRM tracking software. This is a pretty high level tracking software where you can track like a lot of stuff at once, and it makes it so efficient. So basically with this tracking software, it's also an app that shows you all your Gmail. Now, of course, something shows right now so you guys can see it. And it basically tells you like with the little circle of who's tracking their emails and who's not tracking their emails. And it gives you a ton of information, right? And it gives you like live updates on whoever opens it, how many times. But point being is that 3 days went by, and what happened was the next day I gave him a call. I was like, hey, what's going on? I want to make sure that you're still ready. He's like, yeah, I'm busy with clients. I was like, oh, no worries. Go ahead and give me a call back whenever you're available. So I gave him a full day. He didn't call back. I was like, fine. Probably he just had a busy day, right? It happens to a lot of people. And then from there, go ahead and give him a call the next day. And he's like, yeah, I'll call you back. I was like, all right, fine. I call him back probably like 4 hours afterwards. He's like, oh, sorry, I'm busy right now with the client. I was like, no worries about it. So basically my point is for the next 3 days, he basically said, I'm busy. And I called him on every single, timestamp. Now what I mean by timestamp is morning, afternoon, and night, right? And I made sure to call even after hours, right? And he was like, oh, I'm busy. But the thing that was interesting to me was he told me specifically the first call that we had where he was like, hey, I want marketing. He told me that the business is very slow, like extremely slow. And then I basically told him, I was like, yeah, if you don't do anything for 90 days, what will happen to the business? And he's basically like, oh, we're going to really go down and all these things. So he was mentioning all these stuff. And that's basically a way for me to gauge and understand where the client is at. Because if for 90 days, nothing happens, no changes happen, and he just is on a standstill, then also at that point, it's a little bit harder to close a client, right? And I'll tell you exactly why. Because if they say that, oh, if I don't do anything for the next 90 days, then my business is collapsing, then they're in that fight or flight mode, right? So it's a lot easier to pick them up and close them, right? So from there, what happened was I was like, hey, listen, I gave you a call. You haven't been responding, and this also happened. So now this happened to me, right? It's been, let me see how many days. It's been 5 days. He hasn't responded. I've been calling him 3 times a day, and he's like, yeah, I'll call you back. I'll call you back. And I told him, I was like, listen, Mike, you're telling me you're busy, but you're not. Like, I know that. And then I basically just went ahead and I put up this final email. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this over to him. I was like, hey, I noticed that you opened up my emails, but you're not replying. You mentioned last week that you've been occupied with clients all day, but on our call, you said your business has been extremely slow. Now, I honored your request of however much you wanted. I was like, if you're not interested, that's fine, but from our conversations, I know you are. Halloween, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, and New Year's are all around the corner. These are perfect windows to increase your income, expand your client database, and move towards that larger location that you've been talking about. The truth is that you want marketing, but you're unsure about the results. Just last month, for one of our clients, we made over $300,000 starting from scratch. Now, we've been trying to have this partnership get up off the ground for the last year now, and I've stretched and accommodated every request that you wanted, but you kept on hesitating. So I basically said it's now or never. Pulling back won't grow the business. Your reviews are excellent, but the visibility is the problem. With your inventory, there's no doubt it'll perform. I even found pieces that I even consider myself my own properties. People driving by won't notice, but online we can dominate attention exactly where they're looking, on their phones, and your inventory has real potential. In there, I basically said, miss this stretch and you'll lose a full year of momentum. And I was like, the reason why people will be more likely to move forward with these purchases because whenever people are online and doom scrolling on their phone, they're relaxed and they're scrolling, so you can easily stand out and you can stand out really fast. I was like, this is your final decision at the discounted rate. I'm giving you until Monday morning to decide. After that, it goes straight back to that original price, no exceptions, no extensions. I've held this spot long enough and I can't wait while others are ready to move forward. You started this business in '04. It's time to scale to where it should be years ago. So yeah, in that situation, all you do is you just go ahead and send them a quick email. Whenever they open up the email, make sure you track your emails as well. It's very important. But whenever they go ahead and open up the email, give them like an hour, and then from there, give them a call. Give them a call and have like a straight conversation with them. Just say, hey, listen, here's the situation. And this usually, since now my agency is pretty large, it doesn't really happen to me anymore. But things like this slip through. And this is usually when you go low ticket. Minutes. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer just for the connecting the softwares. But maybe 10 minutes, I would say. But let's say Friday is gonna be, let me check. If I can come, I'll let you know, but give me until tomorrow because we're gonna have to onboard with the computer. If I can't come in person, then I'll go ahead. I'll come another time. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow. You're not going for any pickup tomorrow, right? Say that one more time. Can you go Friday? Yeah, I could. I'm free. Just let me know what time works best with you. What is it? I'm free. I'm available. Let me know what time works best with you, and I'll make it happen. Maybe 11 o'clock tomorrow. 11 o'clock tomorrow. Yeah, that works. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'll send you the Zoom meeting email. It'll be quick, trust me. I'll walk you through everything, and then I'll go ahead and I'll send you a picture on the email of exactly what information I need. It's just gonna be like a full business name and like the exact email you want to use. I know how you have like a different email for connecting CRM system and then a different one for billing, so I don't want to get those mixed up. So yeah, I'll go ahead and send that over to you, and then we'll go from there. Okay, all right. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'll see. Bye. And that's how you fucking close a client. So, yeah, as you guys just heard, this person, I'm not gonna mention his name, but he was the same person who I just made a video about and I sent him an email. Remember how I told you guys for the last 7 days now I've been trying to chase this guy and he hasn't been responding? I sent him the email. I said, New Year's is right on the corner. It's either we get started now or miss the stretch and lose an entire year of opportunity because a lot of people build that momentum during this time. So yeah, sent that to him an hour ago. He viewed it an hour ago, calls me, says, let's move forward with everything that you're saying. And yeah, we have an onboarding meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. So yeah, that is how you perfect example of how you close a client who is delaying you. And I have also another client coming up very soon. So yeah, that's pretty much it.